My name is Andrea Krotzer-Burton, and I'm 48 years old. I am a member of the Midland community, and my story is around depression and anxiety. I grew up in a household where depression and anxiety was a genetic factor in my household. Many members on both my mom and dad's side of the family experienced mental illness, but it was not something that we could talk about. It was something that was perceived as a negative, something that you were told, and I will never forget this probably ever in my life, how many times my parents used to come into my room when I legitimately had no energy to get up and breathe, let alone get up and get dressed and continue my day, even in late elementary, early, middle school time. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You'll be just fine. You just need to get up and take a shower. Those are not words that you want to hear, especially when you're going through something as an adolescent early on that you don't understand yourself. Makes you feel kind of icky, makes you feel kind of dirty and gloomy. And again, no one to reach out to, no one you could talk to. As I grew up, I was told that mental illness, or if you experience signs of mental illness, or maybe being mentally unwell for a particular moment in time, you were crazy. Your elevator didn't go to the top, a few fries short of a Happy Meal. And those were things that stuck with me. So as I grew and I could start making some of my own health decisions, I didn't want to face it. And I got myself involved in poor domestic relationships where I was a contributor to the domestic situation, as well as allowed, and I was a willing participant of. And unfortunately, I brought children into those relationships. But since I've grown and I've been able to be involved in the work that I'm currently doing in the communities and nationally, I've been able to understand that I'm not mental illness. Mental illness is just a part of me. And my daughter, who experiences debilitating anxiety, she's not anxiety, right? She's a teenager who experiences anxiety. And so understanding that we were able to apply strategies, we're able to freely talk openly about our mental illness and how it has affected us, we are able to heal and be stronger. As a family, I am better as a parent, I'm better as a wife, a daughter, a friend, an employee, because I openly talk about my mental illness and how it affects me. There was a moment in my life where because of my mental illness, I was in a shelter with my children. And I'll never forget the day that my two older children came to me and said, "We don't want to be here with you. We don't want to live with you anymore. We want to be with Dad." And so I had to face that fact of looking in the mirror at myself, knowing that I was part of the reason that is now my situation. Because I made a conscious choice to put myself into these situations versus getting help maybe earlier on. And it's really, really difficult to admit this to anyone. But if I can help someone with my story become, I don't want to say better, but become healed and be more aware that it's okay. It's not that you're abnormal or that you're doing something wrong. It's that you can do things differently. And that's what we need to tell, the message that we need to tell with the stories that we're sharing with everyone, that your emotions matter, my emotions matter. So I matter, you matter, we all matter. And one of the things that matters most is that we take the experiences that we have been through due to mental illness, stigmatization, and being looked at like you were someone that wasn't important, or that your experiences weren't important at the time, that you were more of a hindrance because of your mental illness. Be a voice, stand up for others, and help destigmatize the topic and help others to understand that mental illness is real. It doesn't have to define us. It's a part of us. And that when we make it part of us, like much like a heart attack or a stroke or other illnesses, and we normalize it in that way, and we get the proper help that we need, then we can move past it and we can start to heal and help each other heal, and we can be a voice for the voiceless, and we can help others understand that they don't have to go through this alone. We are here because we all matter. So whether you're someone who feels like you struggle with a diagnosable mental illness that's treatable with medication, or if you just have poor mental health days where you struggle and you feel like you want to just lay in bed, or that things just really don't matter or feel overwhelmed to you, or whether you feel like you're a part of the behavioral health community struggling with things like substance use disorders or alcohol use disorders, it doesn't matter. We're here for you. We're a team. We all know what the struggle is, and the struggle is real. So my message to you, I guess, would be, whether you're struggling with something like a mental illness like depression or anxiety, or you're just having poor mental health days where you feel like you want to lay in bed and not get up, or you feel like you are someone that falls in maybe the substance use disorder or alcohol use disorder categories, it doesn't really matter. We're all here for you. We all struggle the same, and we all have the same support systems. I want to be a voice for you, and in the day-to-day work that I'm doing with Everyday Life Consulting, I am making sure that I'm helping to educate and inform the community on how to recognize individuals who are struggling by way of mental health, and how to help them and connect them to the proper resources. I hope that you will understand that you matter too, and that you are willing to be a voice for those of us that struggle with a mental illness. Thank you.